Okay, always good to be with you. Just want to thank our conference's great commissioner, Jim Phillips, for his leadership and everything he does for us. And on behalf of SMU, it's great to represent our school and our program, our new president, Jay Hartzell, our athletics director, Damon Evans, David Miller, our board chair, and our entire board of trustees. Just excited to be here to represent them. First, just talking about SMU and our program. There's never been a better time to come to SMU. Back-to-back 11-win seasons, making the college football playoff. Season tickets last year was a school record, and we had a bunch of sellouts, the most in school history, and a record of attendance. And here we are, middle of July, and we've already surpassed by several thousand last year's season ticket sales. So just the excitement is great. The city of Dallas is embracing our program at an all-time high, and we're embracing them back. The alignment and the leadership from our president, our board, our alumni, all the way on down is just as good as it's ever been, and that's what's exciting about where we can go in the future. Recruiting's at an all-time high, and then, this past spring we had a 2.95 team GPA, which was a team and school record for football. Kiana Smith and her team that work with our student athletes deserve a ton of credit for that. But really, the most exciting part about SMU and where we are is our players and our staff. We have an incredible staff. We have a lot of continuity, a lot of low-ego, high-output guys and girls on our staff that just deserve all the credit for the success we've had. We got some incredible student athletes here with us today. We got Kevin Jennings, we got Logan Parr, Isaiah Wacobia, and even Alex Kilgore representing our team. Man, they're a fun group to coach. The character they have, they're always giving back to our community. They're always thinking of others, and they make it a lot of fun to coach. So it's a great time to be at SMU, and we're excited about that. When it comes to the ACC, I think there's no question that our league has separated itself as one of the top three leagues in America. I mean, the data speaks for itself, whether it's the revenue generation that we did this past year. I know the commissioner spoke to. Three leagues have a network. Our network, 5 years in, is thriving and does a great job covering us. Three leagues had multiple CFP participants this year. We were one of them. And I think sometimes, I was fortunate to win a national championship in 2010 when I was at Auburn. And since then, over the last 14 seasons, one league's won 8 championships, and 2 other leagues, us and the Big Ten, have won 3 national championships. So, and another league hasn't won any. So I think that just shows you where our league has been on the national stage, and where we think we'll continue to be and where we belong. And on top of it, I know it's been talked about here, we have the toughest non-conference strength of schedule in all of college football. And we're going to partake in that this year as we play 2 really good teams from the Big 12 and Baylor and TCU that are both 9-win teams a year ago. When you start talking about the state of college football, I know there's a lot of questions that will probably come on that, a lot of change, a lot of transition. I do think the CSC and the revenue sharing situation has a chance to be a step in the right direction. It's obviously very new. I think the key to that will be, is there accountability and is it enforced? If it's strictly adhered to, I think it creates good consistency for college football, for coaches, for players, for administrations, and everyone. But that's the key. It's going to have to be held accountable. We still need massive congressional help in a lot of areas, from codifying that a little bit, but also, most importantly, in protecting our players from bad actors in the agency world. There's good agents out there, but all the agents need to be registered. We need to put a cap. I know it's being proposed on the agency commission so families and players aren't taken advantage of. We need standardized contracts and a lot of things that we need congressional help on so it's equal across all states. And then, I think we need to reimagine the college football playoff. It's at a time where I know that's being discussed. The players and the fans come first. That's what we're supposed to be about. I think more is always better. I know it's out there. I think 16 teams would be great. More access for more teams, more players, more conferences. The committee has a really hard decision. We were up close and personal with that a year ago, and I respect what they have to do. But honestly, it's a situation that's set up for failure because there's human bias, and there's always going to be. So I think if we could remove a committee from the situation, it would help, because there's no other major professional sport or major sport in America or the world that uses a committee to select their they're tournament participants. And you look in America, it's the NFL and it's college football. So I think we need to relook at that. And just imagine, I know our commissioner has been outspoken about this before as options of what we could do, not only in a championship game, but maybe in a 2 versus 3, a 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5 kind of scenario. Imagine if Championship Saturday every year, right after Thanksgiving, was your 4 Power 4 conference championship games, and you had a 3 versus 6 and a 4 versus 5 in every conference playing to try to get in a 16-team playoff. I mean, it would be like March Madness Thursday and Friday. It would be the best Saturday that college football could ever manufacture. So I think we need to reimagine and think outside the box a little bit instead of just going down the same path we've gone down before. And we got a great opportunity to do that, so I hope leadership will do that. And then the last thing I'll hit with is we got a good group here from SMU. Craig James is actually in the building with us. Craig James, Eric Dickerson, arguably one of the best duos and tandems all time in college football. And they started last year bringing back the Pony Express Award, and it's an award those two started to give to the best tandem, the best duo in college football. Last year, Shadur and Travis Hunter at Colorado won it. He's here to kind of talk more about that throughout the day and try to help spread the word of that. I think it's a great award because it recognizes a duo, teamwork, and it's an award by the players, for the players, be voted on by players, and this will be the second year and then bringing it back. So I wanted to shed some light and exposure on that. And then I'll just say this. I mean, I'm incredibly humbled to get to be the head coach at SMU. It's a dream of a lifetime. My wife, the real head coach, Rhett Lashlee's here. My 4 kiddos, 2 sets of twins at home. Hudson and Thomas, Rowan and Scarlett are probably watching right now, critiquing everything I do and don't do. So they'll have a full post-game report when I get home tonight. And then just to get to coach these guys and represent our university is really cool. So with that, I'm from Arkansas. I live in Texas. So whatever y'all want to do, let's do it.
That's great. Coach, your first 2 questions will come right in front of you. First row, down here on the edge, right by the center aisle. We'll let the gentleman in the gray suit first, and then his counterpart to his left.
Hey, Rhett, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Dan?
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. To speak on the expansion of the college football playoff, be it staying at 12, expanding to 14 or 16, why do you believe that the ACC should be a multi-bid? We got to see that with you in Clemson. Why should it continue to be a multi-bid conference?
Great question. Again, I don't think it's up for discussion. It should be 16. More is better. Now, I don't think you got to go crazy over that because it is football, but we saw last year what the playoff can do. On-campus games, fantastic. Everything it does for our game, more exposure, more access, creates more fan bases and more people involved in the season throughout the year, more conferences. When it comes to our league, it should be talked about more. It should be easy. I just shed some light on, I mean, there's only been 3 leagues win a national championship that have teams in their league right now since 1990. All the teams that have won a national championships in 1990 are either in the ACC, the SEC, or the Big Ten. Since I mentioned in the last 15 years, we're tied for the second most championships with 3 with the Big Ten. I don't know why that's not talked about more. We have national brands. We've won championships. The revenue is almost double who's fourth. We have our own network, the competition, the investment. I just think it speaks for itself. And so most people want to see things decided on the field, so let's let it happen that way. I don't think there's any question that if it stayed at 12, we're every year a multi-bid league. I mean, Miami should have been last year at 10-2. There's no question they were one of the top 12 teams in America. But it does get tough, and especially when you have a human committee making decisions. Again, it's a hard job. It's set up for failure. They're great people. They do the best they can. The NFL doesn't do that. The NBA doesn't do that. High school football doesn't do that. FIFA World Cup. Let's take that out of it and let it be decided on the field with a different process, in my opinion. But when it comes to the ACC, I think the experience and the results speak for itself.
Coach, your next question right there next to him, front row.
Joe Bombo, Athlon Sports. Welcome to Charlotte, Coach. Well,
Thanks.
Welcome back, let me say.
Yeah.
You were talking about tandems, and of course, you guys had 2 transfers come in Chris Johnson Jr. and T.J. Harden. What is the road that you see these guys taking next year on the field and the carries that they'll be splitting up?
Yeah, it's a great question. Obviously we lost Brashard Smith to the Kansas City Chiefs, had almost 2,000 yards, set the school record with all-purpose last year. He was a big part of our success. So competition, healthy competition is a big part of what we do in our program, and that'll play out over the next 4 to 6 weeks, really. we feel like we have 4 really talented players at running back. Derek McFall returns for his true sophomore year. Similar style player to what Richard is. He can catch the ball. He can run between the tackles. He's explosive. A year of experience. I think he's poised to have a good season for us. You mentioned Chris Johnson. Similar style player. Fast, explosive, can catch the ball, good in space. So those guys give you that versatility. TJ's coming over from UCLA where he led their school in rushing. He's a big back, physical, but he can run. He's got speed. And then we got a freshman in Jermecco Green that was an Army All-American, one of the highest recruited players to ever come to SMU. He's big, he's physical, he's explosive. So I think we got 4 guys, and I don't know. I don't know if there'll be a tandem, if one guy will raise the bar, if all 4 will have. But I feel like we have 4 really good options that all have different strengths that will help play within our offense.
Coach, right side, 4th row, hard right to the 4th row.
Hey, Coach. Thomas Christopher from the league winners. Now, you talked about recruiting's at an all-time high. Currently, you guys rank 31st nationally with 5 4-star recruits. That's also a school high. How are you leveraging the school's ACC membership and Texas location to attract top talent? And what's your vision for building the roster going forward?
Great question. I mean, I think it's a great, already 1 year in, a great partnership with us in the ACC. You know, we had hoped that would happen. We're thankful for Commissioner Phillips and the members for allowing us to join the league. We felt like we would give value to the league, and I think we did last year by making the college football playoff. But also the league has helped us. You know, we're in the city of Dallas. It's arguably the best country in America. I mean, the best city in America. It could be considered a country at times. But it's the best city in America, but it deserves a big-time college football team. And Dallas loves winners, and our guys have given the city that over the past couple years, and the city has embraced that. And arguably year in, year out, the best high school talent comes out of the Metroplex, okay? And so for us to be positioned there as the only school within 30 miles of downtown Dallas is a huge advantage for us. And a lot of those kids, you know, some of them are sitting right up here. Kevin and Isaiah Wacobia could speak to that. They're from the city. Kids want to stay and play in Dallas. They want to stay and play in Texas. We just had to give them the reason because they want to play on the biggest stage. They want to play in that championship game against the Clemson. They want to play in the college football playoff. So being in the ACC has allowed us to do that and put our program back on the national stage where we feel like we belong. And so that has been huge in our – that plus winning has been huge in our recruiting efforts. And, look, we're going to continue to recruit Dallas and the state of Texas at a high level. The ACC allows us to do that more like we want to. To your point of this recruiting class and the last recruiting class, that's our formula for sustained success. Because in Texas, the Texas high school football players are the best. They're the best coached. They're the best talented. All 4 of the players that we brought here to represent SMU are great college football players that played high school football in Texas. And that's going to continue to be our formula.